we're, taking in a lot of money, which we've never done before, frankly. With Biden, we were losing a fortune on trade.
アメリカで言ってくるともう無理難題だし、もう理論もめちゃくちゃだし、何の整合性もないわけですよ。だけど言ってきてることに対して日本が交渉する場合においてですよ。はっきり言えば、不良少年のカツアゲに近いですからね。これ言うこと聞いちゃって、駆け引きだ、ディールだっつって、無理筋を逆に日本が折れちゃったらこれ、
It seems that not only is Trump's tariff chaos causing quite the rift amidst his own administration, see the Navarro-Musk beef, for example.
Can we go back to Elon Musk for a second? Because I'm glad that you brought that up. He also took a shot at you personally on X, and he's going against the administration with respect to the tariff policy. The president has said in the coming months he may leave the administration. Peter, is there a rift internally?
No, I mean, Elon, when he's in his Doge lane, is great. But we understand what's going on here. We just have to understand. Elon sells cars, and he's in Texas assembling cars that have big parts of that car from Mexico, China. The batteries come from Japan or China. The electronics come from Taiwan. And he's simply protecting his own interests, as any business person would do. We're more concerned about Detroit building Cadillacs with American engines. And that's what this is all about. So it's fine. There's no riff here.
But in Japan, there appears to be differing opinions on how to respond to Donald Trump, with opposition leaders in Japan's Constitutional Democratic Party voicing sharp criticism of Trump tariffs, warning against capitulation to what he referred to as, quote, American extortion.
例として過去例として良くないものを作るんですよ。カツアゲするやつでお金入れちゃったらまたカツアゲに来ますから。そもそも数式だってめちゃくちゃですよ。私も数学得意じゃなかったけど、絶対あれ数学で出たらあれ0点取る数式ですけどね。で、そんなの、だから赤澤大臣も真面目で能力あるけど、真面目な人がいて大丈夫かなっていうのもあるんですよね。真っ当な相手じゃないから真っ当なことは聞かないですよ。だってあらゆる選択肢って言ったけど、とにかく真っ当じゃない相手に譲歩はしちゃ絶対ダメですよ。それで緩和してもらったんではこれ悪い例になりますから。とにかくアメリカのカツアゲには絶対屈しないでいただけよ。これ本当言葉悪いけどカツアゲですよ。これ言うこと聞いちゃったら本当悪い例になる。本当に。で、ぜひ岩井大臣、時間ないかもしれないけど、いろんな、配信のやつで、ロイ・コーンの、彼を育てたロイ・コーンという弁護士のドキュメンタリー、トランプさんのドキュメンタリーありますけど、あれぜひ見てですね。トランプさんがどういう人なのか。
Now, it's been nearly 2 weeks since Trump's Liberation Day tariff announcements. And aren't you just full from all the liberation? I mean, I'm actually hungover on libations dealing with said liberation.
The NASDAQ on your screen is down more than 4%, right? Almost 700 points. We've become more accustomed of late to seeing outsized moves like this, which are so not normal. You're not supposed to get a 4% move intraday on the NASDAQ like we're seeing here. What did you take from Powell? And I think it's undeniable that the market is not feeling good about what it heard.
And so far, no deals have been announced, right? The grand hope, 90 deals in 90 days. That's at least what we were hoping for. Well, right now, we're just hoping for some big deals, and it's down to 83 days. And, well, the more this clock ticks down, the more trade and economic uncertainty will continue to tick higher. It's already way off the charts, as you can see. Now, this has made the recession guessing game on Wall Street really hot. But guessing recession often means a lot of false alarms. Look at this chart. So you can see the gray bars, the 3 gray bars in this chart. Those are actual recessions. So the probability worked. It was right.
But seriously, as a result, President Donald Trump has roundly lost the majority of the American public's support. This according to countless polls across the board stating that his chaotic trade policy has hammered trust in his economic stewardship. His economic approval ratings are tanking and his overall popularity continues to slide. With the consensus being, well, he said he was going to lower prices and slow inflation day one.
So when I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one because people can't afford their groceries. And we're going to straighten it out. We're going to bring prices way down. It'll also bring your grocery bill way down. And we're going to get it done fast. And they're going to be affording their groceries very soon. A vote for Trump means your groceries will be cheaper.
But now we are hearing, 3 to 4 weeks on a deal with China before any of the uncertainty can become somewhat more certain.
I know we're going to make a deal with everybody. And if we don't make a deal, we'll just set a target and we'll live with that and it'll be fine.
How much time do you think it would have?
I would think over the next 3 or 4 weeks, I think maybe the whole thing could be concluded. You have to understand, we're if you think of us as a big, beautiful department store before that business was destroyed by the internet, we're a big, beautiful store, and everybody wants a piece of that store.
And if you're anyone not named Jesse Waters on Fox News, uncertainty, well, it's not going to bode very well when your 401k is tanking.
The Europeans need our energy. We need to sell them cars. We're going to have them drop their tariffs. But mostly we need them for basing. They're basically one big, beautiful military base. And we get it cheap, especially Italy. You project power throughout the Mediterranean, the Mideast, North Africa. You need it in Poland. You need it in Great Britain. And we love those Nordics.
Yes, we do.
We love those Nordics, especially as global warming picks up and we're going to play some games in the Arctic. I see this going well. And again, I have not looked at my investment account.
Good for you, Jesse. That's probably a smart move for your mental health.
First crack in the wall.
McConnell?
We got 4 Republicans who crossed the aisle that gave us a majority.
But it ultimately doesn't matter.
What do you mean it ultimately doesn't matter? This is the law. I'm
Because
still
it didn't
kind of
change his
Constitution
policy.
101.
No, but he has the authority, ultimately.
Well, no, he does not. That's the whole point. He does not have the authority if Congress does not let him keep this authority. We can take this away.
Can
he
I
has
get you?
declared an emergency. That's what gives him the authority. Otherwise, it belongs to Congress. Instead of just mouthing off about what you think is happening, actually present some evidence. And let's look at the evidence. Let's let the other side come in and question that evidence. But you don't just get to lip off and say, and therefore the king gets to wave his magic wand and say, off with your head.
Doesn't the government determine where federal tax dollars go? And so they're allowed to decide.
Do you think they have a big bushel basket of money and they just say, you good looking, you will have money. You not so good looking, you're going to have to go hungry for a while. That's not how it works. Let's just do Con Law 101. And that is Congress writes those laws and allocates that money. The administration's job is to enforce those laws and spend that money the way the law tells them. And if they fail to do that, Part 3 is the courts are the ones who step in and enforce the law.
But while we're getting more information on what effect this unpopularity is having on the country's political landscape, mostly that Trump is also dragging down his party's standing with the multiracial coalition of voters that they won over in 2024. World leaders are also responding in various ways. I mean, you see China and the EU coming to the table to discuss ways to work together.
You have said in the past that you aren't worried about allies growing closer to China as a result of the tariffs. And this week we saw Chinese President Xi Jinping visit with 3 of our allies. Should you be worried that they're growing closer?
No.
Will you pick up the
Nobody can compete with us. Nobody.
And in the case of Japan, opposing leaders are clashing over how best to respond to what one leader described as the president's attempt to extort their country.
米国による関税措置っていうのはもう、委員もご承知の通り、日替わりメニューのように、どんどんですね、変わっていっている、非常にまだ、流動的な、段階だと思いますので、断定的に、必ずこうなって、続いていくとも、言えない状況だと思うし、交渉。
But as I've said in many a video, right, it's not as if opposition to Trump is coming from, I don't know, opposing world leaders or opposing party members. The alarm is coming from inside the house also. I mean, we're not afraid of reprieve, that is.
What do you have to say to people who are afraid? Or who represent people who are afraid? We are all afraid. Okay. That's quite a statement. But we are, we're in a time and a place where I don't know, I certainly have not been here before. And I'll tell you, I'm oftentimes very anxious myself about using my voice, because retaliation is real. And that's not right.
All over the country at Republican-held town halls, GOP officials have faced notable pushback on their unapologetic support of Trump and his volatile handling of the economy.
I'm alarmed. We are experiencing a blatant violation of America's system of checks and balances. We are kidnapping people, using trafficking them to another country, paying to keep them imprisoned. That is not how deportation works. No trial, no proof, no paper trail. We are the terrorists in this situation. If no one in our government does anything about this, then this can happen to anyone. There will not be a single person in this country who is safe if this goes unchecked. Our Constitution will be null and void, and fascism will be here.
That guy back from El Salvador. Why not?
Well, because there's not a power of Congress.
The Supreme Court said to bring it back.
Yeah, but
Trump don't care.
Leading to the assumption that while Trump's approval is reaching a new low for his second term, at this point he's 6 points underwater, a steady slide since early February, he's also taken down his fellow party members with him. Unless, of course, they find a spine and push back.
Love this video? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch and help us blow past 1 million followers.